There we go.
Good evening.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the last round of the TWR iSprint Championship. I am one of your co-presenters, Peter Vaz, and with me I have Earl Goddard. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Pedro. How are you?
I'm quite nice. Excited to see who is going to win the championship. At least we can have. Let me bring up. We don't yet have a overlay for that, but I'm going to bring up the championship standings. So according to the championship standings and the guys that actually came to the race in LMDH, there can still be a championship winner in Jay Backer, which he's here, and if he wins the race, he is automatically the champion because he will have 200 points. In the GT3 class, João Barbosa is in first place, and then Arturo Loureiro is in second place, and they are both in the server, and Bruno Carreira as well, because he has the same points as Arturo Loureiro with 168 points. So yeah, we still have a fight, especially for the GT3 class. José Carlos Fonseca is on the server as well, and he's in with a chance of winning the championship as well because he has 156 points. So if he wins and João doesn't score more than maths this time 30 points, and João Barbosa scores 30 points or less, he will be champion as well. So yeah, very exciting to see who's going to come up on top. Right now, we're in qualifying, and we still don't have the first time lapse.
I think they're just about coming through now, starting to.
Yes. So they are about to come on. So first time, José Fonseca 158.188. That's the first. That's what the other drivers have to beat. And the first time in LMDH is actually Mika Hakala with a 148.7. So first time's on the board, and we're getting this underway. So the other guys are not. We're not on a time lap, or did an off track.
Yeah, they're not the. They shouldn't be struggling. They all seem to be stuck together on the track as well, don't they? Plenty of space out there, boys.
Plenty of space out there. Not that many guys racing. So we have more times. Bruno Carreira has done a 158.2, and Arturo Loureiro has done a 159.1. He must have done a little bit of an error. Because he's 1 second off the pace right now.
Yeah.
I have tried the LMDH with this setup on this track, and it is quite suitable, let's say. You were there with me in the test session, and it seems to be suitable.
Yeah, it's a fairly safe setup for it, isn't it? Nothing too extreme.
Yeah, definitely. GT3 seem to be drifting a lot, but GT3s tend to drift a little bit since the new tire update. And we actually have Jay Becker with a 145.3. That's 3 seconds in front of Mika Hakala. So, yeah, that was very nice lap.
Good lap.
Very nice lap. So, João Barbosa, the leader of the GT3 class, has done a 159.0, and Ricardo Machado has done a 2.0.2. The only driver left to do a lap is Antonio Reis. And we'll have our full.
He's not fully in survey yet.
Oh, that might be it connected right now. And there's the. So while we follow Arturo Loureiro, which he has a best of a 158.8, so he improved a little bit from his previous lap. Has got down from 59 to 58.8, which puts him in third, provisional third in class for the start of the race.
An Audi fest out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems that the
Is it 'cause it's in
Audis.
Germany?
Yes, it is. And the Italian Audi is in P1, so that meaning the Lamborghini, which have kind of the same platform, same engine, just of course the aerodynamics are a little bit different.
Yeah, I
But
think
apart from
the
that, they
internals
might
are about the same.
yeah. So it might make actually a little bit of difference. And José Fonseca is actually going away from everyone. He just posted a 157.4, which is 8/10 better than previous lap. So he has been having a good.
There he goes round.
Yeah, he has. I noticed that he has fun sometimes, and just goes to
He's pushing the limit.
the pits. Yeah, definitely pushing the limit. Well, on that, Mika Hakala has improved to a 147.1, which is still a bit off the pace, almost 2 seconds off the pace. But he might improve a bit because I have seen him do a better lap than that.
Yeah, he did some better laps than this during practice.
Yeah, so it might be just a question of getting a little bit more in tune with the car. And while that Arturo Loureiro is just shaving time, and more time from his best lap, and he is now on a 158.5. So he is having a good session.
He's coming to.
So we're following Mika Hakala. He's just racking up the laps to probably to try and get better, of course, but probably to try and feel a little bit more of the conditions of the road.
I have an onboard lap with the LMDH. You can tell everyone what he's doing wrong or right.
Oh, I know he will come back to the stream and give me a hard time for critiquing his driving, but I'll do it anyway. He's hitting the apex quite nicely. Just a question if he's
able to carry the speed, yeah.
Yeah, I carry the speed. That might be his problem. Not. Yeah, it's a tricky car because it's quite high downforce car, and you have to trust a lot because you don't have that much feel on the front end, but you do have to trust a lot of the front end grip to get a lap time and just trust that the car will turn. Of course, when you don't have the feel, that's weird because you might overdo it. So you do have to practice a lot. And but he's doing something right because he is actually did a 146.6. Um, do we have any cars on track?
No, I think that's them finished.
I think as well. That's everyone finished. So this time we can have a starting grid, which will be starting with Mr. J. Becker. Right behind him, Mika Hakala. Those are our two LMDHs. Then we have José Fonseca in first place in the GT3 class, Bruno Carreira, Artur Loureiro, João Barbosa, Ricardo Machado, and António Reis. So these are so many Portuguese that I almost started talking Portuguese in the middle of the in the middle of
The
saying the grid. But yeah, it's actually we've ended with a quite a compressed qualifying up to fourth in the GT3 class. Because they are all within about 6 tenths of a second. So
yeah,
from a 157.4 until a no, almost 1 second. Um,
it should make for a tight race, hopefully.
oh, I just noticed another problem with our overlays. I shouldn't be saying this live, but
Don't
we'll
say it.
fix that for next time. So it's actually 1.5 seconds of difference from fourth to first in the GT3 class. Um, but yeah, that was our qualifying session.
Just
With
with
yeah, we're gridding right now, so almost everyone is on the track. I think oh, Antonio Reis is on, so he hasn't qualified, so he's done no. He has no time lapse in qualifying, so he has done no laps in practice and qualifying. So he's just going to start without any qualifying laps or practice, and he wasn't in the practice server. So
no.
hi, call me. So let's thank you for watching and tuning in to our last round. Race is about to start in a couple of seconds. The pace car will just go off into the distance. Our LMDH cars have gone as well. GT3s are leaving a little bit of space, which is what we expect from them, so that they can actually not have any crashes. Are we missing someone on the grid? No, we're not. It seems strange because they were very spaced on the right side of the GT3s. So yeah, pace car is off and our LMDH cars are going onto the last corner and about to start the race. And I think Jay Becker has actually almost started. He's pacing, pacing, pacing.
Green, green, green.
And green, green,
And
green.
green, green, green. That's the race started for the LMDHs and the GT3s also. So we have the race going. And Jose Fonseca leads into the first corner all cleanly. No problems, no apparent problems. Everyone just behaving themselves. And Bruno Carreira is actually losing a bit of time, so José Fonseca maybe has a little bit more of a feel when the tires are cold. And actually battling for third, João Barbosa was
Round the
with
outside.
a roundy outside, so he's feeling good about his tires. So let's hope that that doesn't bite him in the back end, literally, if he continues doing moves like that. So the only non, let's say, Audi or Lambo on the race. So the only Ferrari on the race. And he's trying to carry on the Italian flag for the championship. So yeah, everything is quite well spread out right now. We can go to the front of the race maybe. Jay Becker and Mika Hakkala are just finishing the first lap, and with a very substantial gap on the first lap. 2.5 seconds, basically almost 3 seconds right now. So they finished the lap 2.5 seconds apart. So it does seem that Mika doesn't have the same confidence on his car.
No.
Uh, and after the start, actually, Bruno Carreira has been able to keep up with José Fonseca and not lose that much time as I thought he was going to. So if that's a case of Fonseca trying to preserve his tires or just plain simply Bruno Carreira has the pace for him, we're about to see.
I think Jose might just be holding on to not rushing it. No need to push on too early. He's clearly got the pace, but then he has had a few spins, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's being caught quite massively. So let's say it might actually be worth to not hold up your don't hold up the car behind and just let the car behind pass and save tires, because these tires actually do wear quite a bit faster than previous builds of the tire model. So it might be worth to save the tires a little bit so that you have a little bit more freshness in the end of the race. And while they change tires now at the same time as they refuel in a 40-minute race, it is not really worth, I suppose, to do and change all 4 tires at least. I haven't been racing GT3s, to be honest, so I'm not really 100% sure what's worth and what's not worth.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I haven't seen many people saying it's definitely worth changing it.
Yes, in the beginning of the build, oh, we have a spin.
Replay.
That's a spin for Antonio Reis. That's unfortunate. Done all by himself.
They seem to have all settled down, much like the last race, into that nice gap between each of them and holding station.
Yeah, definitely. It might change up a little bit after the after the pit stops. It seems to in these races to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It did at Magnicur. We thought that we were going to have a very boring race, and then pit stops came, and we were actually then had a very good rest of the race with fights for the win, fights for the podium position
Yeah.
places. So it might change. It all might change in a blink of a moment. When we have our leader, Jay Becker, 30 seconds, 13 seconds in front of Mika Hakala. So it seems that if nothing happens, let's try not to
So
get our commentator curse
it's like
out.
very early for that.
It might seem that he might be with a shot of being able to just take this championship away.
But if it goes by his form from Monza, he was very steady and consistent.
Yes, he was, let's be honest, in a league of his own at Monza. So he's quite a good driver.
Yeah,
So
he's an 1800 I rating, so he's up there.
yeah, definitely. So we seem to have a little bit of space now between the cars. So now that everyone went through the warm-up phase of the tires, it seems that it's spacing a little bit more when Mika just goes in a little bit deep into the first corner, but is able to hold on. This is a very tricky corner. Is it T3?
Yes.
That double left-hander. I always I seem to always mess that corner up at least once in a race because the rumble strips on the outside actually have no grip, and just if you clip too much of them, the car just goes away from you, and you just have understeer through them. Have you had the pleasure of going to the Nurburgring in real life? Say,
I've been to Nurburgring looking after cars for people. Never managed to get onto the Nordschleife itself. Sadly, due to a driver having an incident involving an overnight rebuild of a car, so that was our chance of getting out and doing a lap.
yeah, that must have been
One day I'll
annoying.
get there. One day I'll get back there, but
Take your minivan to the
yeah, the people
to the
carrier.
Nordschleife, the people carrier, and take the baby seat out to save a little bit of weight, and pretend you are Sabine Schmidt with the van around.
Oh, the baby will want to come with.
Probably.
I don't think I'd get away with that.
Yeah, you might be crucified with that. Probably not worth it.
No.
Yeah, it's very well spread out, about 1 or 2 seconds at least per driver. Or in case of our LMDH class, 20 seconds. Almost 20 seconds, so...
Yeah, there's that consistent second or so, couple of seconds between everyone.
Yeah, I actually don't know
waiting for the pit stops.
Yeah, this is not the problem, but a thing about the new tire model is that you do need to save the tires a lot. And with different cars and different, let's face it, driver abilities, because we do have a very big spread in sim racing of driver abilities, and I'm talking about specific things about your driving arsenal. So you might be better or worse at, or needing to slow down a little bit more than some others to save tires, and that can make it so that it spreads a little bit in this stage of the race. But if you stay from 2 seconds away from the guy in front, you still have a let's say a window to make it up on the pit stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does seem to
So
be
we're
very much waiting for the pits, doesn't it?
yes. And for our championship leader, João Barbosa, it doesn't make any sense to push it, let's say. Because he only needs 30 points and he's champion.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, he's
yes,
in no rush to go.
no hurry. Yeah, definitely no rush to get in there amongst the fight for the win. And it's actually our cars that are most close to each other is our third place and fourth places. And while we'll talk about that, we have a nice cockpit view of our race leader, José Fonseca. This is a very fun corner that it just shift down a little bit and carry the speed. And then you have the place where you might actually overdo it a little bit into that hairpin. It has a little bit of camber to help you, but it can catch you out going through
Just
on top
think
of
I
the
could
rumble
get a
strip.
little bit more.
Yeah, and for me the trickiest corner of the race circuit is this left-hander, to know how much speed to carry on through that and then through this right-hander. Are two of the corners that most bug me, to be honest, on the
And I think,
whole racetracks.
barring the chicane, those are the two that you can pick up the biggest lap time.
Yeah. And this is a chicane that we'll try not to use never again. That one is a little bit too slow. The other one is a little bit more fun, but it's challenge anyway. And that's a lap of the Nurburgring in a Lamborghini Huracan
Ooh.
Evo.
We don't want that.
All that we have Mika Hakkala, 20 seconds. He hasn't lost that much time in the last laps, so he might be picking up the pace a little bit.
Holding steady.
Yeah, holding steady, just doing 147. He seems to be a little bit less constant than Jay Becker, who is able to just keep the pace at a steady time and not lose so many as much time.
There's a consistent half a second gap in lap time between the second, third, and fourth.
Yes.
They're just each slowly pulling away from the other. About to be lapped for the first time in the race.
Yes. Jay Becker is a couple of corners behind. Just going through Arturo Loreiro and biting it this time.
Thinking better of it.
Yeah, thinking better of it. While I actually spot a place where Zhuang is losing a little bit of time to the chicane. But that's a hard chicane to go through.
Yeah, it's
So slow.
That's the thing, and you try to carry too much speed into it, and those curbs will send you to the moon. So, yeah, it's very tricky to get it just right and optimal.
Definitely. I'll be completely transparent and just say that I'm not the biggest fan of slow chicanes.
Yeah, we won't go there.
Not the biggest fan of them, and I am not the biggest fan of big sausage curves as well.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Well, I think we should be getting close to pit windows.
Yes, definitely.
Next minute or so.
23 minutes to go. And while that, our LMDH leader is lapping our GT3 leader. So that's one lap done.
Yeah, and he's consistently, a second or so faster than Mika Hakkinen.
Yes, definitely. And more consistent in lap times as well, so that helps him a lot to just keep going away further and further away. Although the lap time difference is not as big as it was in the beginning of the race.
No.
But it's still noticeable. Definitely noticeable. Enough to be 22 seconds apart.
Yeah. I think this does
Well,
appear to be our closest battle between Arthur and Joao.
Yeah, a bit of a cat and mouse game since the beginning of the race, where João passed Arturo Loreiro in the first lap. And two things might be happening here. One, Arturo might be just trying to keep a little bit of a gap and fuel saving and tire saving, or they are both tire saving, and we have that many people just
What
about.
can we edit in the rules so that we have tire savings not an option to force people to race?
Yes.
Let's do a Bernie and orchestrate it so that people have to race.
Sprinklers.
Okay, iRacing, we need rain.
We need rain. Constant rain.
And
so
a button to be able to turn it on.
Yes. That or never turn it off. Go from not having rain to only having rain. That might do it.
I think iRacing would lose an awful lot of people if it was wet all the time.
No.
Yeah.
You mean that people are asking for rain for so long and then they won't enjoy it? Well, that I think we have
something like
a new leader. we lost something because we have a new leader. Yes, João Fonseca spun in the last corner and even hit the tires on the pit entry
He
a
does
little
have some
bit.
damage there.
So we have a new leader in our GT3 class. Bruno Carreira is on first place right now. So we have something to spice
and
up the...
he's just crashed. Because that car is... yeah. That car is bent. So they're all having tyre wear issues. Obviously, the two leaders anyway have both dropped it in the same lap.
Yes.
Very strange.
Very strange at this point. To have that.
So we now have João Barbosa is in P2.
In P2, so Bruno Carreira just on the outside of T something. I don't know the the tire numbers. Just before the right-hander, just before the big breaking point for the hairpin, it just touched the sand on the outside and just lost the car completely. And he's pitting right now. So we have our first driver pitting. Let's see if he tries to...
Mika going to come in as well?
I actually don't know. So yeah, José Fonseca actually regained the lead because Bruno Carreira just lost the car and crashed as well. So yeah, we have two lead changes and João Barbosa in third place and Arturo Loureiro in fourth place. So that can happen and spice things up a little bit. And while we have that, everyone is a lot closer to each other, at least in the front. João Barbosa is a lot closer to P1. And let's see if that damage on that Lamborghini is going to do anything to his pace. I think we have Andy pits. And everyone pits. They are all pitting. Everyone is pitting. You get a pit. You get a pit. Everyone gets to pit.
Let's see if Ricardo pits as well.
So Ricardo doesn't pit.
Playing the long game. Has he been fuel saving?
I have no clue. He lost a bit of time from the start of the race, so he might be fuel saving. So he is our new leader, GT3 leader. While that José Fonseca gets out of the pits. And João Barbosa as well. Arturo Loureiro as well. Arturo seems to have lost time. And Bruno, after that pit, that crash and that pit, is just behind Arturo Loureiro. So we might have a fight for the last podium place. And let's see what about the pace in front. See if we have a fight for the win. So we might actually be getting two fights for important places, first place and the third place. This if no one decides to crash again.
Well, anything's possible.
Yeah, anything is possible in this race.
We're still
And
waiting
track
for
temperatures are
Ricardo
on
to pit.
33. Yeah, our race leader, but just our virtual race leader is José Fonseca, but the guy that is actually on first place is Ricardo. So yeah, I don't know. Unless you can go until the end, um, his lack
Find
of
out
pace
now.
doesn't make that much sense in terms of not pitting. So, but yeah,
Well,
he's
he
pitting.
definitely can't go to the end, can he?
No, he can't go to the end, so we will lose first position. So if we actually don't
He's in
have
the
the
pit
values
lane.
of fuel, he's in the pit lane.
He's in the pit lane.
We don't have the values of fuel of the drivers, but if he has been lacking pace off because of saving fuel, that won't work that good for you.
No. And he's dropped
And
back.
he's
So
dropped massively to the end of the field because we lost Antonio Reis already a few laps ago. So yeah, we have João Fonseca in first place, and then José Fonseca, I'm sorry. Then João Barbosa in second place, Artur Loureiro in third place. Then we have Bruno Carreira in fifth place, and we have our previous race leader, last lap race leader, Ricardo Machado in sixth place.
fifth place.
Sixth. Fifth place. Yes. Yes, fifth place. You're right. So yeah, it seems
Settle down again. Coming
settle
into the
down again.
last quarter
José
of the
Fonseca.
race.
Yeah, José Fonseca was able to pull out a gap from João Barbosa. But Bruno Carreira is actually not that far away from Artur Loureiro, just under a second. So we might have a fight for the last podium place in the next couple of laps, because he is getting closer.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Last time for Bruno Carreira was a 158.3, and for Artur Loureiro was a 158.8. So 5/10 was 5/10 faster, and it was actually Bruno Carreira's best lap of the race. So it doesn't seem to have that much damage from that crash. And it shows as well that he might have been saving tires a lot in the beginning of the race. If you still can do these kinds of lap times. That said, João Barbosa has done a 158.1 on the previous lap. And José Fonseca 157.5. It's just not the fastest lap of the race because he might have done an off track somewhere. So the lap doesn't count for the standings. So they are very close, half a second now. Yeah, he has so much more confidence on his brakes, and he's really trying to retake his podium position.
I think he's going to have a go at him into the hairpin, into the chicane.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It seems like that.
Defensive driving.
Defensive driver and Bruno Carreira. Ooh, he brakes a lot later, but then thinks better of it. And he will live to fight another day. We'll have a look in the last corner. It's not really a passing
Position now.
opportunity. So let's see for T1. Round 2. He's on the slipstream. And Artur goes on the inside.
He's
Bruno
gonna
goes
go for
on
the
the
switchback.
outside. Let's see if the switchback works. Yeah, you don't really want to overcook your tires as well, so that might be happening. He's being cautious. He knows he has the pace to do something, but he doesn't want to ruin his tires at the same time.
No,
So
he's
we will
definitely
live to fight another day.
taking a breather lap before he has another crack at him.
Yes. And let's remind ourselves that these two drivers are on the same amount of points from the championship. So whoever comes in front in this battle will take third place in the championship, probably, because I think that José Fonseca might actually get them with the win. It's some maths that I don't really want to do right now.
We've got probably about 4 laps left.
Definitely.
And plenty of time. Oh, the LMDH weaving his way through.
Going on the right and on the left. And Bruno is maybe trying into T1, so he didn't try to the chicane. Maybe trying to get Artur a little bit off guard. But he seems to be 7/10 away, so maybe a little bit too far away.
Yeah. Well, Artillereo's now decided to pick up the pace a bit after that bit of pressure.
Yes. But Bruno seems to have... The car seems to be a little bit more settled still. So I think he will maybe have another chance in the end of this lap.
Difficult when you're in identical cars.
In exactly the same setup. Yes, it's difficult. It's all about the driving.
This sector seemed to be where he had slight upper hand over Arta.
And they are a lot closer this lap, just 4/10, so the slipstream will work a little bit better. Does this make Artur go to the inside? No, he is not fearing. Yeah, Bruno is a lot more confident in the brakes.
Could be
It is
building
easier
for
to brake
T1.
while you are on. Yes. So he gets out of the last corner a little bit closer this time.
Not as good as
You have
he'd hoped for.
Yes, it does seem like that. He goes, oh, and he almost spins. That's a tech sniper.
Just a bit too tight on the entry apex there.
Yeah, you will have to cool his tires down a little bit. Again, that must be frustrating. Well, that is only 5 minutes to go, so about 3 laps to go for these GT3 drivers. We're sticking with them because this is the closest battle we have in the race. And it seems to be we're hoping to have door-to-door racing again. That's a strange line through the airpin for Bruno, and he has actually lost a little bit of time there. Like we talked before, you can overdo it a little bit into that hairpin and try to carry
Too
more
much.
speed than, yeah, too much speed. It's not really a case of going off track, but you lose time by not hugging the apex on that corner. You lose a lot of time. And that's what happened to him. He must have lost almost half a second just on that corner.
Yeah, the
But he
gap's now
makes up.
back up to like 6/10.
Yeah, but he breaks so much better for the chicane. It's crazy. He must break almost 50 meters after.
You must know the
Is he?
magic brake BS.
The magic break BS. We had to have that on our on our broadcasts. It would be a shame not to have that. So he's not close enough in the beginning of this lap. Let's see if he can hold the.
No,
Oh,
he's
and he
gone.
lost it. He's gone. No. Oh, and that's a bit.
Just trying too hard, pushing.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. With this new tire model, you do get a little bit of heat on your tires when you push a lot. And it goes on that knife edge, and you might do what Bruno has done, which is overcook the tires and then make a error. So yeah, we lost our best fight on the race. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Our GT3 race leader, José Fonseca, is 3 seconds clear of João Barbosa. It seems to be. I've been keeping an eye on that gap, and it seems to have stayed constant in the last part of the race. So he might be just trying to not commit any more mistakes like it did when he lost the lead of the race. And João Barbosa in second place, our championship leader. And if it all stays like this, our championship winner. Then Arturo Loureiro on third place, rounding up our podium. Then Bruno Carreira in fourth place. He must be kicking himself after that. After that mistake, even if you overcook your tires, it's a mistake. And then Ricardo Machado in fifth and virtual last place of the race. And while we have that, we can go to the front of the race with Mr. J. Becker dominating completely this round in the same fashion that it did in Monza. He didn't even see the big incident that we had there because he was so far ahead, even on the first lap. And behind him, we have Mr. Mika Hakala, 45 seconds behind, almost 46 seconds behind him in this race. And it seems to be going to finish like this. We're going to white flag, probably on the end of this lap. There's 20 seconds to go, so this might be white flag for everyone. So Jay Becker and everyone else will get the white flag. There's no one that I don't think that Ricardo Machado is going to be lapped by Mr. Becker until
Again,
the
yeah.
end. No, it doesn't seem like that. He's on the airpin already. So he might do one more lap, and that will be it.
Well, we'll ride with our race winner.
Yes, victory lap.
definitely been a solid performance from Mr. Becker.
Definitely very solid performance. And if I just so that you guys know, I have a wooden desk, so I'm knocking on it every time that I've been tempting commentator's curse.
I did wonder where you were going with that.
It's not that kind of a
It's
stream.
a family. It's a family stream.
Yeah, definitely a family stream. So we might be going on. So last time through the hairpin, and he's going to the last corner, and
Very
he's
wide.
going very wide, and he's going to win the race. He moves a little bit. So yeah, and this is our virtual championship winner with Mika Hakala, the only other LMDH on this race. We might want to go to our GT3 leader because he's in front. Actually, he's going to finish the race first. I think Jose Fonseca doing the chicane for the last time and going to the last corner where he did his mistake and winning the last race of the TWR iSprint Championship. And with João Barbosa coming in second, and again our virtual championship winner with Arturo Loureiro in third place. I think he must have lifted up
Yeah.
a lot. And he came in third, and Bruno Carreira in fourth. And Ricardo Machado will come in fifth on this race. So yeah, let's see if we can bring up any guests to the broadcast room. I'll start by sending messages actually and see if we can get anyone. And see if we can get him on the booth to do an interview. And our other will try and get our race winner as well. And we'll get as many people as we want. We'll wait for them. This is our standings. Mr. J. Becker won the race in the LMDH class, and Mika Hakala coming in second place. Then on the GT3 class, we have José Fonseca, first place, João Barbosa in second place, Arturo Loureiro in third place, Bruno Carreira in fourth place, Ricardo Machado in fifth place, and last place of the qualified drivers. And in last place, Antonio Reis, which he hasn't finished the race. So we're still waiting for any answers on the drivers. We might bring up our second place in the GT3 class and have a chat with them because he was actually the one that won the GT3 class. Our first 2023 race of the TWR iSprint Championship. So I'll bring him up right now. Oh, why can't I do that? Oh. Hello, Mr. João.
Hello.
And yes, you didn't win the race this time round, but it seems that you did what you needed to do to win the championship. So congratulations, and how did your race go?
Well, not that good. I didn't know the track at all. I just started learning it like this morning. So yeah, not an easy track, I guess.
But you were actually able to get second place. How was that? Were you trying to save tires during the race um, when you had a tour behind you, or was that your pace? What was happening, right? What was happening there?
So it's kind of like I wasn't really saving. I was just racing really slow because I didn't want to just crash and lose everything. Because I don't know. I guess if I crashed, I would have lost the championship. So yeah, I didn't want to risk anything. But yeah, it sucks. I think on like the practice, I was like 2 seconds faster. I was like doing 57th half. But yeah,
Yeah, it did seem that you were struggling especially in qualifying. Your pace in the race didn't seem that bad. So yeah, congratulations. Official results will come out tomorrow. But yes, so it's congratulations to you, because if everything stays like this, you are the championship winner. So yeah, thank you for
what do I win?
participating, taking part, and the championship.
What do I
And
win?
you win a slap on the wrist when I
I
see you
heard the
next time.
cheese.
Yeah, you'll get a piece of cheese in your face. So yeah, so thank you for taking part on the championship, and we hope to see you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you. Nice
Bye.
one.
So yeah, for those of you that are wondering, he is my brother, so he deserves to be roasted by me, and little brother that is. So yeah, that was uh not the most exciting race of that we had in TWR. We've had some good racing on the previous edition of the TWR iSprint Championship, and Monza was probably the best race of this championship. But a nice conclusion. We had some fights. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned to our social media for the championship results. We'll post them tomorrow, or
Yeah, tomorrow.
tomorrow night probably. We didn't have any incidents that I think that they are
No, I
going to
think
be
it should be
reported,
fine.
so it should be fine. So tomorrow we'll announce the championship winners and what kind of cheese they won, and and I hope you liked it. Stay tuned to eSIM Racing, because they have very good racing with all kinds of um, simulators. We'll come back in the beginning of April for the iEndurance Championship. Signups are open if you want to take part. Just uh, look for Three Wide Racing on
All the
any
social.
all the socials. You have a Discord link in the description of the stream. You can click there, and there's info there, and you can go to the website and register your teams for that. So yeah, I hope everyone liked it, and for me, it's a see you next time.
Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.